Boom! Wednesday night, SCRS Action Sim Championship Racing Series, the Ferrari GT3 Challenge, presented by none other than OCR TV. We're at Watkins, Glen today. Depends on how you look at it. In the booth, you got me, you got Thomas. We're going to be bringing you the hot action all season long. Thomas, are you ready for this?
I mean, I think I'm born ready for this, right?
I can get on board with that. We got race number one. They're already holy shit, they're already gridding.
You know, it just happens like that one.
We're going to smack you with a fast-forward grid.
It's a full house again, too.
Indubitably. Got what appears to be 23 cars on the grid. It's gonna be a wild night. As always, they split it up. 2 races tonight. Race number 1, then race number 2. Race number 2's grid is inverted, which has proven to be quite exciting. But yeah. Well, now that we got you through the grid, we're gonna try to get you a better camera.
Should be just moments away from going here.
Yeah, and while they're doing that, no surprise, Justin Richardson on the pole, Eric Mickey second. We got Kurt Crum. He's sitting third.
Kurt Crum.
Yeah, Kurt Crum coming back after a small little break, but Kurt's cab back on the circuit. I almost continued that, and it was going to be bad.
Well, I hear the engines revving.
They are indeed.
See who goofs up the start here.
We got GT3s tacked, smoke pouring off the tires.
Everyone's going.
Oh, it's a big old fan coming down to turn 1, Morris.
Kurt up the middle. Contact.
Yeah, Richardson, Kurt Crum, Eric Mickey. Oh my God.
I think Eric got the shaft on that.
Indeed.
Watching S's, they're always eventful.
There's so many cars on the track.
It's got one to the wall to the S's. I believe that might be the Russian.
Oh, we got another one. The 31's around. He's on his lid. That is brutal for Bernie back there. Sweet mother of God.
That car is destroyed.
Indubitably. But yeah, apparently there's going to be 12 laps of this hot action tonight. We've got back out front. We got, oh yeah, Tisdale trying to throw the block on Kurt. Kurt not having it. Sends him straight into the outside retaining wall. I guess that was Kurt's cab coming through. No fare uncollected.
Yeah, I believe that was beep beep.
Yeah. But we got Will Salisbury. He's sitting P3 right now. Eric Micka back to the 4th position. Thomas Fredericks, Mr. Where was he last week? He's rolling P5 currently in that Yangling Ferrari. I feel like that's might be a little oxymoronic.
Maybe.
These boys come through turn 1 single file.
Man, that was quite the opening lap there.
Indeed it was.
If Tisdale's going to end up on pit lane, not sure he should be able to get that car fixed, but it's pretty heavily damaged.
Yeah, there was some very, very hard contact with the retaining wall there.
Yeah, those tires are not very friendly here on iRacing. So.
No, not at all. While the tires should give a little, the tire should give a little, the concrete wall behind it does not.
You know, one of those old Armco tracks as well, not You don't see those much in racing anymore, but still the old school effect here.
Indeed it is, and it appears we have the devil car on track, the 666 of McPhail.
I saw that in practice.
He's burning
stir
up.
up some trouble.
Yeah. With the Sinclair paint job on that Ferrari, looking nice.
Just bringing it all here, isn't he?
Little demonic possession. I don't know. But pretty uneventful after the first lap.
Everyone's kind of trying to get sorted out after all that melee. A few battered cars out there, but still all running. So, other than the 3 on pit lane,
we're looking for a battle to bring you. Looks like the closest battles are here in the back of the field. So we'll bring you that for a few moments.
Like Andrew Mickey's got quite the train coming up behind him there. Andrew actually made up quite a few spots from the start. He started 20th, they're already up to 13th.
Indeed. Looking good for the older Mika, if I'm not mistaken.
Looking good for the one who was not too confident from his words in qualifying there.
Yeah, no super close battles on track right this moment. Well, I say that. Kurt Crum appears to be catching the one car of Justin Richardson. You know, Thomas.
Oh, boy.
Last season, it was these two boys fighting week in, week out. It appears that this season going to be no different now with the re-entry of Kurt Crum into SCRS.
I mean, we can only hope we saw the battle we saw last year with those two here. You know, last lap, a little race tangle there. Nothing on purpose, just some hard racing. So we'll see if we can continue that again. And obviously we've got Eric right there with him. Wheels right there behind him as well. So.
And Salisbury, another one to watch out for.
Yeah, he showed a lot of speed last year, so you never can count him out.
Not by any means. Working lap 4 of what's going to be 12.
And 12 laps last week.
Yeah, it's kind of a trend. We're going to do it twice.
Almost like 20-minute races or something.
We got Race Lover in chat. Said joined on time for once. Nice. Nice to have you with us, Race Lover. I swear, the bus stop is a murderer. You're not wrong.
I think here, though, the entry into the boot is a murderer. The bus stop seems to be okay in the Ferraris, but going downhill into the boot like that always catches people off guard.
To the Das Boot?
Das Boot.
And we also got Kevin Finn, the Flying Finn, in chat. This is a little Ferrari action, indubitably. And Kurt Crum.
The Hot Wheels car around in the carousel.
I believe that's G. Miller, yeah.
Looks like he waited there to make sure Mike got by. That's pretty classy.
As we're going to try to bring that to you real quick.
He's got up on the curb leaving the bus stop, and curbs are not your friend here on iRacing. Go ahead and tell you that one.
Yep, not in a Ferrari anyway. But we'll try to bring you back live.
I believe he also got in trouble again here. Yeah, going down into the boot. Probably tires are still hot, and around he went again. So,
well, Morris, don't look now. We got a 3-way battle for the lead. We got Kurt Crum has closed that gap to Richardson. Salisbury has closed the gap to Crum.
I think Salisbury's the one who's been on the move there, because he was probably, what, a second behind these guys just a lap ago?
He was indeed.
Definitely made up a lot of time.
He's coming after him. He's coming for that #1 spot.
It's coveted, I hear.
Let me give you a little rap reference this week. And that's it, no more.
Yeah, look for maybe a move, maybe from Will, if he can get a good run down the backstretch here. Maybe he can draft by Kurt, but Kurt actually got a pretty good run up the S's there. Something tells me that that one car gonna be pretty hard to pass.
Oh yeah, Indeed. As
especially with the 11 behind him.
As Kurt took the peak, he wasn't able to get position on him, but he definitely peeked down there. Richardson said, "I ain't scared."
I said, I took my mirror off. I don't even see him.
Yeah.
Of course, it's hard to do in a Ferrari because it's a screen. I guess you could turn it to a different channel or something. Oh, he runs a little wide there.
Yeah, Richardson gonna definitely pick up a 1X through that corner.
Might have change it to like the home and garden channel or something.
And Morris, this section of the track, this is where we've been seeing Kurt Crum catch up to the back of Richardson.
Funny, because this is the spot we saw all the drama last year.
Drama?
Or last season.
I guess drama is sometimes better than problems.
Problems?
It doesn't appear that he was...
It's just a very technical section, especially this flat part, getting back onto essentially, you know, the short course here.
And it doesn't appear that Crum or Salisbury able to make up as much time as they were last lap. Maybe Justin made a slight bobble there, which is uncharacteristic, but...
That last lap from Will, which we'll see this lap, it won't be that fast. We ran a 47.3 to Will's, Justin's 48 flat of the previous lap, so that's why he made up all that time. Must have been a big bobble last lap, or lap before last.
Yeah, with Crum and Richardson putting down ones this time by.
Yeah, that's definitely a little bobble there.
And Crum's there, coming through the S's.
I was hearing a little talk from Justin today that the tire might actually fall off a little more than normal because of the new tire that came out just the other day for the GT3s.
Oh, Justin's setting it up. He does not want to give him any room. They're touching. You can't do that here, boys. Oh, and Justin's around. He's not going to lose it totally. He does rotate it all the way around that time. Kurt Crum, new leader.
Wow.
Now
that was just the move of who's going to break later, and it did not pay off for Justin.
Did not. However,
ooh, he's in the way of traffic there. Oh, and that's going to cause Will Roberts to lose it. He had to take evasive action to get around him there and kind of lost it.
We're gonna see if we can bring you that in the instant replay.
Wow. You don't see that every day. That little touch, I thought he was going to get ahead of Kurt there with that little touch, and then he just drove it in there and hopped that curb a little too much.
You know, watching these Ferraris do not like that curb at all. They don't want any part of it.
I don't know if it's because it's such a stiff car or what, but definitely, he pretty much had it gone once he shot over the first curb, and I think he's like, I'll just lift and catch it, and he clearly couldn't catch it over that second hit.
No.
But the battle's still on between Will and Kurt, though.
It definitely is. Kurt not walking away from Salisbury here, but bad news is Richardson fired halfway through the field. Now, we've seen him do it week in and week out, Morris. He's going to be able to come back through the field a little bit, but what does that do?
He wants, though.
Well, what does that do for his starting position in race number 2? Do you lay back and get the better starting position? Or do you just go full Richardson and just drive through the field again?
I think you want to get as far back up again because he's racing for the championship again, to my knowledge. So you want to get as many points as you can in both races. And I feel like he's still probably going to break the top 6 or 7, maybe the top 5, depending on what happens in front of him. And then the next race, he'll probably do the same thing because he'll have the whole race to get back to the front again. So I don't foresee him really just laying back. That was a mistake on, you know, his part. So I'm sure he wants to make up for it.
Indeed, indeed.
Doesn't seem like a quitter to me in these kind of situations. We've seen him battle back from a hardware problems at Kansas, I believe, and almost win the race. So.
Oh, as we've got big trouble coming off the bumper of Thomas Fredericks, and I believe that was Jadarski in the 78.
So. A little contact there.
We're gonna go back.
Oh, yes, there was. Kind of similar to what we saw between Kurt and I believe Tisdale earlier.
We're gonna go back. The 78 NVIDIA machine.
Now he did he's running a little bit of a defensive line there and kind of came back across and hit the brakes. Not sure if that caught Fredericks off guard or
the whole braking thing. I don't know. But
you know how this jumps in front of you late, you kind of freak out.
He's going to end up back in 11th position. Frederick's going to maintain his 4th place spot, but he's under fire from the 12 car. I am not going to be able to pronounce this name. DeKusher? DeKusher?
I think that's close to Kusher. I think it's Canadian, so
DeKusher?
obviously we don't really know. You know, he might have a different swing on that.
If you guys do happen to watch this back, let us know how to pronounce your name. Put it in the Discord or wherever you need to. Just make sure we see it. We need to know how to pronounce these names.
We're the Canadian of Matt here sometimes.
Yeah, we are very Southern American, and I don't mean the continent. Yeah, a little 2.5 way action for 4th, 5th, and 6th here. Take it back up to the battle for the lead. Looks like Kurt's been able to put a little tiny bit of a gap on Salisbury.
Not much.
And by a gap, I mean like a car length. And Eric Mickey, he's sitting P3 right now. It's a nice little rebound for him.
Yeah, he had that adventurous turn 1, but he's kind of just settled in, running decent lap times, a little bit slower than the front 2.
What'll be most interesting for race number 2, as we have 4 to go here at the Line Morse, is going to be who's going to get through the field the fastest without getting turned around.
That's going to be the trouble, because it's not like Daytona. You don't have all that room. You have to calculate your passes here, and obviously there's not a whole lot of drafting that can happen, and we saw what happened with Justin and Kurt. You can outbrake yourself and just find yourself in trouble. And if you do that in the middle of the pack, that's a game over.
Well, speaking of Justin, he's caught up to the back bumper of Matt Ramathorn, a.k.a. Hackathorn. Mr. Purple Wheels himself. And Justin not going to be too interested in going slow here.
I think Matt's going to let him go here.
Yeah, he's going to want to get around quickly.
Because Matt ran a 48.5 last lap. Justin, even with traffic, was in the 47 still.
Yeah, and he does do that. He lets him go.
So he's back in. What did that put him to? 8th? Yeah, that'll put him back up to 8th. So decent points day so far. I mean, he's still got what 3-4 laps left to catch. He has in front of him. So
Jodarski in the 78 able to come back to 10th place so far. A little
for that Fredericks guy.
Little rebound, yeah. Little rebound for him. We got the Patron car back here, the 88. He's got no, well, I would call it a hood, but he's got no trunk cover right now.
A bonnet?
A bonnet, if you will.
Still running decent lap times for that big aero disadvantage there. Ahead of Andrew Mickey. So.
Andrew Micka.
He's got quite a little group behind him there, all trying to battle in here, so they can break inside the top 10.
He is, and as we say that, we got the 16 car of Badalamenti. He's going inside the 86. He's going to have position here going into the next corner. Maybe.
Whew, that corner is always tough to get through.
Well, Andrew not going to lay down for him, though.
Ooh, they tried to shut the door, couldn't shut it, though.
Yeah, and he's got a Saint Germain, who we haven't talked much about tonight. Really sure what happened with him. He's normally...
Yeah, he had a good qualifying run. I think he got in trouble, though, early on with that little contact there.
Yeah, a little Badalamenti dive bomb there through turn 1.
Got in that trouble early, and I think he's been playing catch-up ever since. He's another stout driver. You know, we've seen him week in and week out run up front, so I'm sure he'll want to rebound here for race 2.
And take you back out front real quick as we're on 3 to go. We got Kurt Crum leading. We got Will Salisbury trying to catch him. Another 4.5 back. You got Eric Mickey sitting at P3. A little ways back from them, you got Thomas Fredericks, who is under fire from the 12 car right now.
Big time.
The 666, he's just sitting back there lurking, waiting. Looking for the right moment, I guess.
sure he's waiting to see if maybe there's a little contact here. He's been racing awful hard. Ooh, he might have a run there and not can't get the power down on Fredericks there.
No, and I think you made mention of it earlier. You know that part of the track really flat. It's kind of you can see the cars get a little wobbly, if you will.
Yeah, it takes commitment. Sometimes you know it's gonna stick, and then other times you're just gonna close your eyes and saw on it, and you end up going straight. So.
Thomas, we are what appears to be 2 laps to go.
Man, this 20 minutes is just flown by.
It has indeed.
Now, I don't know. Justin might get to Brian up here, Brian Song, but that's probably as far as he's going to march to the field here. That would move him back up to P7.
He's got about a 3-second gap. He's about a little bit over a second faster, so it'll be right there if he does. But P8, a really solid rebound for, you know, the position that he had after the spin.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been much worse. He was looking at a DNF where he was sitting on the track, so. Good news is no one's fallen victim to the 16X incident cap yet, so that's nice to see.
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty good.
Can say Justin has burned through about 7 of them, though, so he's definitely been racking up the X's here.
Yeah. As he makes his way around a limping 31 car. The 31 actually was on his lid.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the race here. It's rather unfortunate for him, but as long as he manages to finish the race, he's going to have a pretty stellar starting position.
You know, that was the rule. If you can't finish the race, you can't get the reverse. You can't be part of the reverse grid. So I'm sure he's like, well, my God, I'll get this car patched up and get back out here.
Indeed. Looks
it's
like
a shame he got taken out early. So.
Yeah, it looks like Tisdale is still on pit road as well as Valeri.
Oh, that 470 might have actually blown a motor as hard as he hit.
Yeah,
that will not be repaired in 20 minutes.
Ooh. Oh, that was some pretty hard contact. We are on the final lap. Kurt Crum coming through the bus.
Pretty good gap there.
Yeah, definitely increased that gap over Will Salisbury. He's looking good to pick up win number 1 in his first race back. So be nice to talk to the proprietor of Kurt's Cab.
Lovely little sponsor he's got there.
Indeed. It's called 1-800-SCRS. They'll come give you a lift.
I'll give you some battle scars.
Nice little shot of the carbon fiber splitters these cars have. Well, I say splitter, but more like an air dam.
Yeah, I guess they call it a splitter, technically.
It's the front spoiler, love.
That front thing that cuts the grass. Around the penultimate corner, Wendell.
Z, Kurt Crum coming through the last corner. He's going to be a race number 1 winner for the pro. Thomas Frederick's going to be your amateur winner. Amateurs.
Yeah, bringing home solid P4, though, for amateurs. It's stout.
Yeah. Yeah, P4 overall. So that's, you know, that's pretty good. After a contact with the 78 car. It was an unfortunate incident, but like I said, able to make his way back up there. We'll try to get a word with him. Now, I will say this. Not a fan of Yingling, but that is a hell of a looking car. It's a good looking car.
Yeah, I can't say I particularly care for it either, but it's a good paint scheme. A lot of good stars, and I believe they have an eagle as a logo, so it all kind of shapes out.
Stars, stripes, all the good stuff.
It's like America.
I say,
it even hit someone, so it's like America.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
You always had that, so. Alrighty, so let's, oh, that button doesn't work. want to do it on a replay. Well, we'll have to figure out why that doesn't work. But, yeah, so Thomas Fredericks, your amateur winner. Kurt Crum, your pro winner. We will get you interviews with them if we can. I believe we have Fredericks there.
We have Kurt as well. Who shall we start with?
Wait, where's Kurt?
He renamed himself to Fizzer.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because,
Let's go ahead. Let's start with the amateur winner.
I mean, bam! There you go.
But are you mean Thomas Fredericks,
Hey.
your amateur class winner tonight, P4 overall. A little contact with the 78, but things happen. Thomas, tell us a little bit about your race number 1.
Yeah, I'll start with that because that's kind of what I'm doing now. Yeah, I guess now looking at it, I guess it's my fault. In the car, I felt like he kind of cut me off kind of late into that braking zone. So I was already on the brakes when I hit him. But looking at it, I mean, whatever. I'll take a little bit of credit for it. I was the one that rear-ended him. But so, yeah, I apologize to him. Obviously, wasn't on purpose. He was kind of holding me up there, but it wasn't really – I shouldn't have ran him over. But so, yeah, good win. Great battle with the 12 car. That was awesome there. That could have gone either way. I was thinking about he was killing me through the first half of the lap, going through the bus stop up until that point, and then from there on, I seem to have been able to defend. So it was a fun race.
Well, Fredericks, the rule of thumb is race number 2, you go into the back. Let's talk strategy. What are we looking at, Fredericks?
The strategy is get through turn 1. I did that at Daytona. I just couldn't get through turn 2. So I'm going to be a lot more conservative this time around. I need the points. Bernie had a bad week or a bad first race, and he's the amateur leader. So I need to kind of make up more points. So I'm going to just do my best to see where I finish at the end here.
Indeed.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty smart idea. Also, make sure you avoid the bus stop carnage too.
Yeah, that apparently there was some right behind me going because that 88 car had qualified second in class, and he was right on my tail going into the bus stop, and then coming out, I had a huge gap. So I was like, well, something happened behind me. But yeah, so we'll see how this next race goes. Once again, I'll take credit for the 78. I never like rear-ending anyone because it's kind of your fault when you rear-end them. But so yeah, I guess that'll be the last thing I say on it.
All right, well, there it is. Your amateur class winner, race 1. We're going to knock him out of here.
Bye.
He's amateur class winner, 4th overall. But now I think, Morris, I think it's time for the pro class winner.
Bam.
Boom, got him. His first race back, picking up the W. Kurt Crum, driver of Kurt's cab. Kurt, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, man, that was a good one. I guess I can't avoid drama at this track, it seems.
Always hitting those green.
Not with Justin, anyway.
So yeah, it was. I got a killer start, so that kind of began the whole schmozzle. And I was watching the replay. I just had a car width between Eric and Justin. So I pushed it 3 wide. Eric came over just a tiny bit. I can't blame him for it. That was a tough situation going 3 wide into 1 there. So we had a little contact, and of course the other PSR car got alongside of me. Was able to kind of guarantee entry into the chicane there on the back straight. So, I knew I needed an aggressive start. I didn't want Justin to get away. My qualifying, I had some big mistakes, so I knew I had the speed. And then coming into that uphill, I was behind the car, took the outside lane, thought I was actually clear of his left rear quarter panel there, but he cut back over, and I just went right for the inside, and I'm not sure if he broke a little early or if he moved back to the inside, but definitely was surprised to make contact there. So that had me real worried about any aero damage. Um, but I was able to, stay in Justin's draft there, and eventually put enough pressure on him to force a mistake and get on by. So worked out pretty good.
I'd say so. Once again, you come back to the Glen and win. So, any strategy for race 2 shaping up here? You're gonna have to start in the back of the pack now.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to be aggressive. I want to get points, but racked up the incident count a little bit in that first one, so I'm gonna have to watch out for that as well, because it's easy to lose as many points as you make up. So gonna have to be a balance of aggression and safety, and we'll see how it works out.
Well, Kurt, you're essentially going to be shotgun Charlie on the field in race number 2. I don't know about Morris. I'm wishing you the best of luck. Justin is going to have a couple spots ahead of you, but these race number 2s became very exciting at the end of last season. I hope they stay true to that. But good luck to you in race number 2, and maybe we'll be able to get you back in the booth here.
Thanks. I'll sure be trying.
Well, there it is.
I don't know, that can't get much more exciting for an opening lap in race 2 there. It would have to be some pretty heinous carnage there.
We're gonna run you through the results here. Fastest lap of that race, forgot to mention it, belongs to Kurt Crum. The fastest lap award brought to you by Penguin RC. Make sure you check them out, penguinrc.com.
I hear they have nice things there, Wendell.
Nice. See, I don't know anything about nice things. I'm not allowed to have nice things.
Yeah, me neither. I just look at them and go, "Aw."
I do like looking at nice things, so maybe I'll have to mosey on over there and check them out. But yeah, pretty good first race, Morris. But as you know, we're gonna beat it into the ground. Race number 2, always exciting. I'm ecstatic to get started
Ecstatic,
with
he
it.
says. Wow.
Ecstatic. I am so ready. We're gonna get in there and we're gonna make the magic happen.
Yeah, I mean, you got some fast cars starting back there, but the delta times between some of these cars are not that far off. So I don't expect Justin to drive all the way up to the front like we saw at Daytona. I think there's a few guys that are going to try and walk away with it up front. So,
well, going to be interesting to see. We're gonna take a small break. We're gonna get resituated. We're gonna bring in race number 2 as soon as it becomes available. So sit tight and stuff, and we'll be back. Don't go anywhere. After a short delay, we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, race number 2 of 2, Watkins Glen, SCRS, Ferrari GT3 Challenge. In freaking verted field this time around. This
Dun, dun, dun.
is going to be exciting. We've never seen it done before. It's the first of its kind. Back-to-back races. Morris, I know I don't even have to ask you. We're ready.
Oh, we're ready. We're ready to see the guys who had the heartbreak from race 1. Who get the race just snatched away from them in, what, a couple turns? Now they get to start on the front row. So,
Indeed. Now, the race number 2 a little bit different than the first one. We're going to have a rolling start. But it'll be pretty interesting nonetheless.
you just get to think about what's going to happen for that whole rolling lap now. We'll say it should lessen the clusteriousness of turn 1, hopefully, because you're gonna get a running start at least, and not just all jumping into turn 1.
Very true. But pace car's rolling.
Hopefully,
We got we're gonna have one lap to watch these cars come around. Let's see. Let's give them a grid, Morris.
are you gonna grid them?
We got the 31, Mr. I was on his lid in race number 1. He's going to be your pole sitter tonight. Starting outside of him, driver / owner, Badalamenti of Badalamenti Racing. He's your second place car.
So point out too, if they actually have teams they want, they should probably tell me, because I just kind of put their name in and put the word racing after it. If they didn't tell me they had a team name, so.
Sounds like a
Just
plan.
that. Rolling off behind them, we've got McCarthy and Will Roberts, who had an eventful first round.
Ooh, 5th place belongs to none other than T. Mrazek. I forgot to look at the first name. But Mrazek and Hall, your 5th and 6th place starters.
And the man who, I found out what happened is Matthew St. Germain. He got in a little contact with the 88 machine last race window that sent them both around. So that's why he was doing the catch up there. And Andrew Mickey looking to battle back in this one and see if he can keep a top 10.
Well, behind him, we've got the devil himself, McPhail, in the 666 car with Manzano rolling off 10th.
I don't know his first name. I want to say Ryan. Let's call him Ryan
Hung.
Hung. We're going to go with that one. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the 6th car going to roll P11. And Jordaski looking to not get run over by Fredericks this race and see if he can get up there with the pros again.
Indubitably. 13th position belongs
Those
to
positions.
Matt Ramathorn and Justin Richardson rolling on 14th.
Rolling off 15th, we have Brian Song looking to battle back at us. Actually, the only that we talked about him in race 1 had a quiet race. And your favorite driver, I'm still going to call him JD, Wendell, because
Yeah, that's
Jack Daniels.
Well, Jack D is not terrible. 17th and 18th belongs to the race number 1 amateur winner, Thomas Fredericks, with 18th belonging to Eric Milka.
Fredericks keeps that up, he might become a pro, because you win too many AMs, you know, you're kind of like an AM, right?
Nailed it.
Well, the man who was right there with Kurt Crum all race long, Will Salzberg, going to roll off P19 to his outside. Race 1 winner, Kurt Crum.
And the 2 cars that did not finish race number 1, Valery Botchitz in the 22 car and Tisdale in the 470. That's going to be...
Nowhere to go but up.
Indubitably. That's going to be it. So, and just in time, as the pace car is rounding the last and final corner.
For once, we hit that right on the head.
I will never do it again. Pace car dives down, Morris.
And they're off.
They're gone. We've already got them.
Jump for the outside pole sitter, though.
And we've got them jockeying for position.
Ooh, Andrew Mickey late on the brakes, looks like.
Trying to keep the action in the screen is so difficult with so many cars.
So, I can say they're everywhere.
It's
the
literally
back of the pack suck. They're just stopping, not to run over each other.
very true, very true. Well, we're watching the one car of Justin Richardson trying to make his way through the rest of these cars. That's 3 wide going into the bus stop.
Boys,
Yeah, that
boys,
was not gonna work. That, and unfortunately, Richardson. Somebody's flipping. I believe
both the positive sim cars have been in trouble here. Richardson first, and then I believe
Tisdale, I believe,
Fredericks.
flipped.
Yep, came together with Fredericks. Ooh, no, he pounded the inside wall though.
Oh,
So,
oh, we got more. We got the 6-car round off the front bumper of the 78. And
a little parking
yeah.
lot there. Looks like maybe the 88 as well in there.
Well,
Oh, that was major misjudgment there going in the corner.
yeah. So
Tried to clear himself, looks like.
well, seems like we've gotten a little bit lighter in the cars department.
Yeah, that thinned the field pretty good.
Yeah, pretty quickly. Unfortunately, but looks like Saint Germain already on pit road.
What happened to Saint Germain? Was he in that kerfuffle?
He might have been the one that flipped over the wall. Not really sure.
See if I can go catch him. See what happened to him here for the. Oh, yes, he did. He did completely flip out of the circuit.
Well, that's definitely unfortunate, but
And it
yeah.
was
Oh, we got a slow one off the track up here.
unforced error there. He got loose at the bus stop, and no one could miss him there. So.
Looks like Jay Hall in the 81 car was a little slow coming through one, and allowed Kurt Crum to get by, and of course now Eric Mickey. Brian Son going to work on that position as well. And he is going to get it going into the bus stop.
Man, these guys are awful brave, passing each other in the bus stop side by side.
And it appears that we are working lap 2 of 2,147,483,647. So we're gonna
might be a trend in the second race.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a little while, folks. Oh, is the 81 self spins going into the corner there?
Oh,
That's unfortunate for him. That's gonna allow 4 more cars to get by.
whew, easy for not so easy for Fredericks to get around there. He had to lock him up to miss him there a little bit. That's that corner I was talking about, Wendell. It's so downhill and not really much camber in the corner to help you.
As we got Kurt Crum, Eric Mickey trying to make their way through traffic. The 88 car falling victim to the cab. Looks like
he has a hood this time though.
It looks like the 99 of Mrazek's going to be next. At least with the target anyway.
At least he's still running pretty smooth here. I know he said first race he was going to be slow, so just go around. So he's finding his incidents.
As he almost spun out there, the 99 did.
Got Eric Mickey a run there on Kurt Crum.
Yes, he does. Now, I don't want to get you too excited, but Justin Richardson not too far back from these guys.
There's a lot of cars though, not time-wise, but definitely vehicle-wise.
Oh, there's definitely a lot of cars. But Kurt Crum, Eric Mickey, they're engaged in battle right now. Mickey's looking for everywhere he can go. He's gonna back out of it for the bus stop here. But Kurt Crum up to 8th, Eric Mickey up to 9th. But Morris, real quick, we got a new leader, Badalamenti. He's leading this thing.
He actually jumped it right off the start too. He had a good start.
He's leading this thing, looking pretty
Will
good
Roberts,
out there.
E2.
Indeed, we got Bernie who was on his lid in race number 1.
Well, got dumped there.
You saw that. Looks like the Volt trying to hit him with a lightning bolt.
Is that Andrew Mickey in P5? Well, some of these guys took advantage of this start.
You
We
know,
had a
and
lot of
that's
carnage, but that was mid-pack too.
that's definitely something you have to do.
Salisbury also making his way up here, P6, after starting 19th on the grid. Figure that one out, people. 19th on the grid. We're on lap 3, and he's already up to P6.
Now Salisbury definitely Definitely taking advantage of it. Andrew Mika, he's back there flashing the lights at the Bolt car.
If there's anyone who's going to flash headlights, it's going to be Andrew Mickey.
Yes, it
It's
is.
a terrible run out of the final corner.
And I love it. I think it's great.
You should hear him in endurance races. He's the only guy yelling at people at 2 in the morning. So.
Well, you know.
Or grouping the entire field of drivers in a group song about 5 o'clock in the morning. So.
Well, it's fine. You know, you have to have fun
When
with
they're
it.
delirious, no, it's fine.
It's cool. And, yeah. So, move Salisbury up to P4. He was able to get around the 86 and the 69 there.
They're still side by side behind him, Andrew and Carthy. They cleared that out, okay.
Indeed, and they're going to have a back bumper full of Kurt Crum here in just a moment.
He's definitely setting his pace. Now he's actually driven away from Eric and gotten around the Devil car.
Oh, and it looks like we have a new leader up front, Morris. We got Will Roberts taking the point.
Wow, got around him, didn't he?
And
But they're trading this back and forth.
yeah, it's hard to keep up with it with all these people.
And Bernie's right there with him as well.
They are indeed, but
Of course,
Salisbury.
They better start running, yeah.
Yeah, Salisbury making up a lot of ground on him. He's already to the back of this grouping.
Now, did Kurt have a little problem back here? It looks like he did. Yes, he did, because I thought he was already... No, I guess he didn't. I thought he was already around these guys. He's even closer than he was. He was kind of slow in between them. Trying to get around Andrew as well. Probably got by him.
Indeed, he's going to take that position down the front straightaway here. Eric Mickey diving to the inside. He doesn't want any part of it. He wants to round these guys.
Ooh, Andrew over Cook turn 1. They're going to lose 2 spots. 3, counting his brother. Looks like Bernie also pulled over and let Will go by down the front stretch. Probably just said, hey, bud, you're faster. Go ahead. I'm not stopping that train.
Mickey now locked in battle with McPhail right here. You know, a lot of these guys are going to recognize that the car is a little bit faster. They're going to let him go. McPhail doing that right there.
You got to remember, too, if you're an AM, you're not really racing the pro. You know, if it's not for the overall win, you're not really going to put up a fight.
Indeed, definitely something they should be thinking about. And I believe for the most part they are. But back up front, we got him up there, Salisbury, P2. And I believe Will Roberts might be a teammate. If not, they are running identical paint schemes. One could assume.
That's ironic, isn't it? They had McPhail back there make a pretty big mistake going into the boot, lost about 4 spots, so definitely not what he wanted to do.
Not by any means.
Didn't notice that in the first race. I guess they are both running the same paint schemes. Don't believe they're anywhere similar teams. So, interesting. Trading paints at its best, I guess.
No, but a little further back in the field, we've got Richardson making his way around Fredericks maybe a few moments ago. But we got Tisdale.
Failing around him. I don't know who that was right around him. It's like Richardson just got around him.
He does pull off. Yeah, right into the wall.
It's from bad to worse for that car.
Unfortunately, a self spin, but taking himself off of the track to not destroy anybody else's race. It's pretty awesome. As Eric Mika finally getting around McCarthy there, but he has definitely lost touch with Kurt Crum.
Not as much time as I thought he would have lost, though, to be honest. He's kind of
And back out front, Morris, we got a new leader, Will Salisbury, in the 12
the Will
car.
and Will show.
Yeah, he is taking over point from paint scheme mate Will Roberts there. Bernie in the 31, who again was on his lid in race number 1. He's rolling P3 right now, but he does have a back bumper full of Kurt Crum.
I don't think Kurt's gonna stay behind him too long here. I'd say attaboy to Will Roberts. He made jokes about his speed last season, but you know what? He's proven people wrong so far right now. I mean, he's up here P2, hasn't made many mistakes, and looking to keep it up front.
Indubitably. Indubitably.
Plus, he's quiet. You know, he's kind of sneaky. Haven't heard anything from him, so.
Not a loud guy. Just, you know, works in your favor sometimes. Because we're halfway, going to be coming to what I believe is going to be 6 to go, 5 to go. Next time by.
Numbers are hard. So.
Numbers are the hardest thing we work with, Thomas.
So Kurt had a good run that time. I believe Bernie might give it to him here down the front.
He is indeed. And so, you know, like we talked about earlier, you know, Bernie not necessarily battling him for a position, so probably best just go ahead and let that guy by. But Kurt Crum, he's on a charge.
Yeah, you can let Kurt by, maybe learn a few things. You can run up to Will Roberts up here. That's who you're actually battling. If you're Bernie for the overall AM win.
Indeed.
Oh, looks like we got Andrew Mickey. Oh, try to take a peek out there. It was a little far back to make that work, but took a look anyway. Got Richardson right behind him.
And
so he's trying to crack the top 10 for the first time this race.
And he is going to do it.
Unbelievable.
He's going to do it right. Oh, almost did it. He's there.
It's a long way around, though. He's going to undercut him. Oh, well, Andrew bobbled.
He's going to take it this time. But Brian Son leading this group. Richardson's got one more between him and Son.
He kind of missed that corner just a little bit.
Yes, he did know. And this is a solid recovery for Richardson. You know, running for a championship with the within the pro ranking.
Yeah, he needs those points again. You know, he had a rough first race as well. I say rough. He still came back to the top 10, but for him, well, that's probably one of his worst finishes. He's been at the end of a race when he's running for one. So
yeah, I believe it might be second worst since the start of the SCRS series.
So I'm sure he'll figure it out again next week as we settle in. These were, like we figured, these reverse grids on tracks like Watkins, Glen, and other places where it's tighter. You can't just march your way through the field. Even with Kurt and Eric, you've seen them systematically pick their way through. And
Very
Will
true.
Salisbury, obviously.
Very
Will
true.
obviously showing us it can be done pretty easy. You just have to be patient.
And that's the key. A little bit of luck, a little bit of patience, throwing a tiny bit of skill. Boom. Good to go. We got
thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Oh, wham-a-lam. Oh. Well, we got Will Salisbury out front. He's been able to gap the 40 of Will Roberts. Kurt Crum sitting solidly in P3. He's not necessarily faster than Salisbury, but
No, kind of matching him here
You
and
know,
there, but nothing crazy.
there's still time left for him to catch him, so maybe we'll see some hot action hot up right there. But I got Bernie in the 31. He's sitting P4 overall right now. Your second place amateur. Then we got Eric Mickey, who was charging hard with Kurt through the field, but some of the other cars made it a little more difficult for him to get around. But it looks like he's making up a little bit of time on these guys, as he tied the leader's lap time last time by. Oh, we got problems with Will Roberts. He's going backwards.
Letting Eric go there, maybe?
Oh
Or
no,
get in
he's
trouble?
he's missing his bonnet.
Uh-oh. Oh, I'm not terrible at corner names, but he looped it in the corner before you get back on the boot.
Oh, yeah,
Got
there
on
it
the
is.
curb and pounded the Armco.
We just saw it on
That's
the
gonna hand
replay.
the AM lead over to Bernie. It's a shame too, because Will was running pretty consistent laps up there. But one mistake, Wendell. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. One little mistake. It's
That puts
game
Bernie
over.
on the overall podium as well, although it's going to be pretty hard to keep Eric Mickey off there because he's running about a second quicker some laps. So.
Yeah, he is. I feel like Eric's going to probably catch this 31 the next 2 laps or so.
But still, regardless, from where the 31 ended up in race 1. I'm sure he's smiling from ear to ear right now.
Oh, yeah. And it looks like Richardson has caught up to the back of McCarthy and Son. So he's going to be looking to improve his points position in race number 2 here tonight at Watkins Glen. And I say tonight, even though it's daytime on the track, but, you know, force the habit.
Well, you know, until iRacing gets those day-to-night transitions, which, #soon, we can't really do any night racing here. So.
And Richardson trying to take it the long way around, but should be able to...
He's going to be on the outside of this corner, too, though.
Should be able to get it through before they come out of the boot, though.
He can hang on him. Yeah, he's going to outbreak him there. So if he could just hang, the next couple of corners are in his favor. One thing he's got to be leery of, though, he already has 11 incidents in this race. So,
ooh. And it's
careful,
a 16 cap.
Yeah,
So.
and our friend from Jurassic Park sitting at 14, but he's also on pit lane. So nothing we're going to have to worry about there. He was only 2 away from the cap. So.
You know, unfortunately, at one point was leading the race. Badalamenti, he is sitting on pit road as well. Rather unfortunate for those guys, but back out front, Will Salisbury, he's set sail, and unless he just drops the ball big time, he should be able to hold off Kurt Crum. A little bit back from those guys, you see Eric Milkel. He's in the 84 car.
Did get around Bernie there for P3 overall. So
He did. Oh, as we got Will Salisbury sideways. He just drifted the entire bus stop. Now, while that is pretty cool, it is very slow through the bus stop. But
it cost him a spot too.
It did. As the 13 car, well, maybe not. He's gonna get him right here, but yeah, Will Roberts driving the hell out of that damaged Ferrari right now. I didn't realize carbon fiber would bend like that, but apparently it does.
Never known it to. So his biggest problem, I think, is he keeps hitting those curbs, and as we saw in race 1, curbs are not your friend.
No, definitely not in this car. You know, if we're in the NASCAR Cup car, maybe.
Maybe.
You know, it's
of course they don't run the boot. So.
Very true. They should, but
Hansies.
That's too many turns.
They run this lap. Last lap, Kurt was about 3.5 tenths quicker. Still, that's a little much to make up in 2 laps, but
yeah, he was almost a second faster that lap. A little over
1.8, yeah.
A little bit over 7 tenths.
Must be trying to make that one last late fare for the night.
Indeed. He's charging. We'll try to keep you updated with that. Justin Richardson has been able to make his way up to P7, and it looks like he's going to be working on Will Roberts for P6 right now. Tisdale, another one who rebounded from an earlier incident. He's looking to get around.
Spinning the hand.
Yeah, he's looking to get around Andrew Mickey here. He's looking for that 9th spot. Ooh.
Let's judge that one just a little bit. I believe Andrew may break a little sooner than he thought.
Yeah, that's not going to end well with Thomas Fredericks coming right up behind him.
Roberts is around in the carousel.
He is indeed.
Well, this race has just gone from great to just nightmare.
Yeah, I think he's probably got a little bit of a handling problem, I would imagine.
Just a little deficiency in the front arrow, maybe.
Yeah, a smidge. But really,
you're right,
no.
though. Those green cars have made. I mean, both of them made a pretty good rebound so far. Sure, the positive. Some guys will be upset they didn't run better, but I mean, you got to look at the time you're making up after those incidents.
Yeah. You know the incidents very detrimental, but the rebound, it's nothing to gawk at.
Lucky no one actually had any required damage to get fixed out of any of those incidents, out of the green cars at least. I know a couple guys, well, St. Germain actually flipped over, so he was done.
Yeah. It looks like we got, not sure what happened, but we got Brian Son on pit road.
I saw that a minute ago. I missed that one. I don't know what happened. He was in that battle.
It's
See if I can find what happened to him.
it's tough to say.
Oh, it looks like that could have been just hardware failure or family emergency or something. Just kind of came to the S's and drifted out towards the wall and it's kind of parked it.
Well, it's rather unfortunate, but
So, adulting got in the way.
Thomas, we're on the white flag lap.
Already, again.
Yep, and Kurt Crum is definitely trying to make that charge. I don't know if he's going to have enough time, but if the lap times are right, it says Kurt Crum ran a 45-second lap the last time by. That's pretty fast.
Actually, Will stepped it up too last lap because it was a 47.7 to Kurt's 47.5. So definitely picked up the motor here at the end. I guess too little too late though for Kurt. Regardless, it still had a good rebound there. I think Will got the best of the field as we saw marching up from 19th to 6th in 3 laps. So.
Indeed. Richardson doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch that 13, but Tisdale might be able to get up to the back bumper of the 86 of Mika. So he might be able to get around there, but Will Salisbury, he's going to bring it down. He's going to pick up race number 2. Winner, chicken dinner. That's the first win on the season for the driver of the 12 car. Congrats.
First of many, I'm sure.
Oh,
And Bernie going to come across, get that first AM win.
We hope so. We've got well, somebody's definitely dead in that green
Was that
car.
Richardson?
I believe that was Richardson. That was
Wow.
Wee.
It was a Denny Hamlin hit for sure.
You know, that was way harder than that. He's yeah. Like I said, we got Salisbury cutting donuts down here at the runoff for turn 1.
It's impressive, the traction control.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's
Might have the pit limiter on that tends to cut things.
as it should. But Kurt Crum going to be your second place finisher. Eric Milko going to bring it home third. Bernie, your amateur class winner, 4th overall with the 13th of JD, bringing it home 5th. Richardson was able to climb up to 6th position, which is pretty stellar when you think about it.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, was probably hoping to do a lot better than he did, but you know, it is what it is. McCarthy 7th, Andrew Mickey 8th. Tisdale brought it back 9th. It looks like Thomas Fredericks was able to bring his car back to the 10th place spot.
Quiet night for Fredericks in race 2. Didn't really ruffle any feathers.
It was indeed. Joe Darsky in the 78 finishing 11th. Will Roberts, unfortunate final 5 laps for him. Went from 2nd place overall to 12th. Matt Hackathorn.
Race falling apart there.
It did, sadly. Matt Hackathorn, your 13th place guy. Manzano and Jay Hall rounding out your top 15. And unfortunately, not able to finish the race. Brian Son, Mrazek, Hong Badalamenti, and McPhail. I believe there was 2 more. Valery Botchitz and Matthew St. Germain. That's going to round out your field tonight. But I believe, Morris, it was time for some interviews.
I know we have Will Salisbury on here. I don't believe we have Bernie on Discord, unfortunately.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Let's see if we can grab Will first.
Let's do it.
Bam.
Boom. Winner, chicken dinner. Salisbury picking up the first win of the season, race number 2. Took you a couple minutes to get up there, but once you were there, you set sail. Will, tell us about your night.
That was a great night. Thanks, guys, for having me up here. It feels good to be finally starting the season off right. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it last week, but came close in the first race and wrapped it up in the second one here. It was a tough race. I mean, starting in the back with Kurt there, you don't know what's going to happen, especially with this large a field of drivers, 18 or 20, whatever amount it is. But you just got to be patient and pick your way through and kind of read what guys are going to do. You don't really know. I like this pro-am kind of thing. It's a whole new element to this, but I really enjoyed it. So, I was just working my way through and kind of being a little patient, but also if you're slightly aggressive, most of the time the guys are going to give it to you. So you want to show that you're aggressive, but not over aggressive on these starts, and not put yourself in a situation that's going to damage the car or ruin your race. So that's just what I tried to do, work my way through the field. And I knew Kurt was working his way right behind me too. And I knew if I could get a car in between us each time that I'd have an advantage. And finally it just got out front, and he was coming at the end. I was watching his times, and he's been faster all night. He was faster in race one. I just couldn't quite get to him. And had he had a couple more laps, he might have had me, but just made that advantage early on, and that was enough to bring it home.
Bring it home, you did. Picked up the overall win. The first pro win for you. It's a pretty solid points night. Morse, I know you got a smart people question for him.
I was trying to think of a good question. Well, I mean, we saw the speed you had last year. I want to know. Well, I guess I want to start with, how did you get through the field? We noticed on lap 3, you started 19th and you're already up to P6 on lap 3. How did you get through that carnage? We saw guys flipping over and getting spun in the bus stop.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, you just got to be patient, but you got to have a little aggression. You can't be too timid about it. And getting a good start is very important in this kind of situation. I've been in this situation in real life before too, and you just got to stick a nose in somewhere that you might not normally do it and see what the guy's going to do and kind of gauge the field. It's not an easy thing to do, and it doesn't come. Sometimes it comes naturally a bit for guys. I'm fortunate that it does for me as well, so I'm able to sort of read what the guys in front of me are going to do and predict a couple corners ahead where I'm going to make a move, and that's what I started to do. So I was just picking off guys and groups 2 or 3 at a time and showing my nose and getting the advantage. And that's what you got to do, especially when you got a guy like Kurt Crum behind you who's going to put the pressure on you. You just got to be smart and run your race and not put yourself in a position that's going to ruin your race. I saw some of the other strong guys up there. I don't know if it's Justin got into it with someone, and some other guys got into it. So it's unfortunate for them, but when you have a big field like this, you gotta be smart about it. I just bought the car about 10 minutes before practice started. I thought we were running the same car from last season, to be honest. So that was a bit of a surprise, and just jumping
essentially
in.
It is, right?
I mean, it's pretty much the same car, a little slightly different handling wise, but to jump in it and do as well as I did tonight. Hardly any practice. A very, very good night at my home track. I love Watkins, Glen, so it's a great night.
Well, Will, it appears that you are going to be tied for 6th place in the points overall, which is pretty stellar considering you have, only 2 starts this season, whereas pretty much everybody else has 4. So definitely.
News is we have drop weeks too, Wendell. So that first week will get pushed away if he can make the rest, and that will push him back up in the championship.
Even nicer. But pretty solid, tied with, of course, Kurt Crum, points-wise. But yes, tied for 6th. Picked up the first win of the season. What are we going to be looking for from you for the rest of the season, Will?
Well, I got to take a look at the schedule and see how everything's going to play out. Hopefully I can make the rest of them. Unfortunately, I had to work last week, so I missed Daytona, which I missed last season as well. I'm pretty strong there too, which sucks. But, we'll just do what we did tonight and give it my best every week. Hopefully I don't have any computer glitches or technical stuff like I did last season that got me out of a few races. So, I just hopefully everything stays together. And I got to get a paint scheme on this car too. I just bought the thing. I threw something on it. I got to get the Lit Motorsports livery on there as well in a couple weeks. So
it's ironic. You and Will, both the wheels had the same paint scheme on tonight.
Yeah, I noticed that. I thought maybe Maybe if I got up to him and he saw that, we could be act like teammates there for a while. So
Yeah.
it seemed to work out.
Will, congrats again on the first win of the season. I'm sure this won't be the last. So we'll be looking forward to having you back in the booth again.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you very much for having me.
There it is. Race number 2 winner. The pro class and overall. Winner. Chicken dinner. But
Pretty good win there.
yeah, solid 19th place start, which pretty much shotgun
It's
Charlie.
pretty at the back. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty far back.
It was only 3 other spots behind him, so and I believe Kurt Crum was one of those cars.
That just kind of that's what I kind of want to pick his head there because they all were together, but somehow he made the best of the situation in the beginning and shot his way through the field, as the others still had to slowly pick their way through the field. So it was interesting to see how he did that.
Must be a lag switch or something. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
Oh, talent, I can't seem to find mine. So
Oh, doo-doo-ch. Well, this next person probably took it from you. Speak of the devil, Eric Milka.
small hands.
Hello.
He's P3 tonight in race number 2. He rolled off the grid 18th, finished 3rd. Pretty solid points night, Eric. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it was race 1 was kind of easy going. I'm mad at myself for getting an incident when I really didn't need to. I would have had 2 incident-free races tonight. But I don't know. Like I don't know why I didn't have the pace to keep up with the guys up front. But I capitalized on some mistakes and incidents from the guys who got ahead of me at the start. Race 2 is, I'm sure, once again, where all the fun was at. That was, I told the guys in the chat, it's basically just looking at those things as every car as landmines rather than race cars.
Minesweeper, if you will.
Oh, good. It wasn't that terrible. I mean, it had its incidents, but I'm sure Justin and those guys can fill you in. It's sometimes 3 wide through the bus stop, not the best thing to do on the opening lap.
Yeah, there's a lot for us to go back and look at. Don't know that we're going to get to everything, and honestly, I don't have many people coming to me wanting us to look at stuff, so it's basically just looking to see if there's anything we can kind of tell people to cool down about or be better about. But I mean, for the most part, it still seems like people are positive about the league and everything so far, so that's the most important thing.
I mean, we can tell St. Germain to stop pulling a hackathorn and trying to flip over the fence. You can leave that to hackathorn. No one else needs to do
Yeah,
that.
you're not going to top Hackathorn's flips.
Oh, I was asking for him to do it again tonight. I was like, we need something for the highlight reel.
Well, you got your wish. Entertaining night, both races. I think me and Wendell can attest. There was full of drama, full of action. Saw some up and down. Saw, the tale of 2 races for Bernie there. Your AM winner in race 2, and I don't even think he made it through the S's in race 1. So
Yeah, that was. I'm not sure who was involved. I think Andrew thought things that he was the one who was involved in that one. So I don't know. That's one that we have to look at. But even Bernie was kind of like okay with what happened. He was not okay, but wasn't really calling for anything major in response. But all this stuff we got to take a look at and see if we can figure out how to clean up the opening laps of race 2, because that's 2 weeks in a row now that they've been kind of messy. So I want to try to cut it down on that so that people feel like it's worth sticking around.
Indubitably. Well, again, Eric Mickey, it appears that you are the overall points leader after this race tonight. So, how does that feel?
Feels good. First time I think anybody other than Justin's been on top of the point lead.
Pretty
So-
sure. Yeah.
And first time being in the point lead in the series that, we're running everything. So that's big. But, I mean, I'm sure Kurt would be up there if he didn't miss last week. Yeah, I don't know. I think if things, as long as we keep this 20-plus fields, I don't think you can really predict how the standings are going to look towards the end of the season. It's going to be hopefully a lot of fun and really interesting as it has been for the first 2 weeks.
Well,
Yeah, it's like I told you, Wendell. We were talking about earlier. You could see like Watkins Glen really started to showcase the inversion because you can't just drive up through the field again. There's nowhere to go. You have to wait for something to open up in front of you. Otherwise, you end up at the bus stop, gravel or flipped over. So
or 3 wide into it.
yeah, true. And next week's not going to be any different because they go to Laguna Seca next week, so that's even tighter.
Ooh,
And there's a corkscrew right here. So
that,
One's going to be difficult.
gentlemen,
That one's going to be hard for race 2.
I'm really happy about that. I love that track. So that's going to be fun.
you're one of few.
Well, the good news is it's the only race that we are broadcasting next week, so we have plenty of time to get ready for it.
I have to fly to California too. So.
Ooh, Cali. But Eric, taking over the points lead tonight, looking real good in the 84 car. We appreciate you hanging out with us, but we're gonna kick you out of the booth.
All right. I mean, sounds good to me. It's starting to. You guys should open up a window, guys. I mean, really, and lay off the Taco Bell before coming up here. Like,
Well,
I'm about
you
to-
know, we had Corey Bunch as an intern, so
Oh, doo-dooch.
nothing
Yeah,
but Taco Bell.
he's much better at getting coffee than Fredericks was.
send him to Wendy's. He comes back with Taco Bell.
It happens. Hey guys, I thought this would be better.
That was almost spot on.
Yeah. In any event, here's Mickey, P3 overall tonight. I believe we got one more, Thomas.
Who we got?
I believe we got to get the cab driver himself in here.
That Kurt guy? Do I owe him
That-
fair money? Oh boy.
That Kurt guy. It's time.
This Kurt guy?
That Kurt guy. Driving Kurt's cab. We got him interviewed twice tonight. Picked up the W in race number 1. Picked up P2, race number 2, after rolling off the grid in 20th spot. Kurt Crum, he showed up. He pulled it out and laid it on the table. Just made everybody look at it. Kurt, tell us about race number 2.
Yeah, man, that was fun. Kind of a blur. Saw some cars upside down. Managed to crap myself and not hit them. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say, but yeah, it was a good time, and yeah, I was trying to chase down Will, but you know he was pounding away, and I was only inching on up there, so couldn't really get anything done for the lead. But yeah, it was a little nerve wracking getting through the field, but worked out.
Well, Kurt, you missed the first 2 races at Daytona, but points wise, not looking too bad after tonight. Looks like you're sitting 3rd place in the pro, tied for 6th overall. But yeah, a little bitty gap to jump to challenge Eric Mickey for the points lead. How does that feel?
Yeah, it was a nice haul tonight. You know, hopefully I'm able to make the rest of the races. You know, work's a bitch sometimes, but
That adulting?
yeah,
Overrated.
that it is absolutely. So yeah, no, I definitely happy with it. Hope we can keep them coming like that.
Well, Wendell, I think that about answers all. He got fastest lap again, by the way, in this race as well. So that's 2 points he scored again this week.
My
2
God,
extra
man.
points.
My God, slow it down, Kurt. But,
Well, he was tit for tat with Salisbury there, but he just got him at the end.
Yeah, that tax cab's too fast. Whoever painted that should get a bonus.
That extra paint we put on him, we
Don't,
put
Kurt,
that
don't say
extra
that.
lacquer on it.
Don't say that. You're gonna swell up his head again. We just got that thing deflated.
I mean, God.
But no, a really solid points night for you coming back. Like I said, after missing Daytona, but coming back in Superman fashion here at Watkins Glen. Are you gonna be with us next week at Laguna Seca?
Yeah, it looks like I'll be around. and it should be interesting. That's a real tough track to pass at, but you know, a good racing track. One of my favorites, so should be really interesting.
All right, Kurt. Well, just like Eric, we got to kick you out of the booth. But don't mind the Taco Bell wrappers as you go. Of course, Eric wants us to clean that up, but you know, blah blah blah. But Kurt, again, congrats on tonight. Winning race number 1, coming close to winning race number 2. Kurt Crum for Quick But Thick Racing.
Thanks, guys.
Ooh, too soon.
Got him. No, he like I said, man, he showed up, walked in the kitchen, pulled out, laid it on the kitchen table, and was just like, just stare at it, guys.
It's like, bam, I'm here. He didn't even have to hit anybody in this race either, you know. So that was an improvement.
That was definitely something. But yes, Laguna Seca next Wednesday night, Thomas.
Well, I can already tell you that one. You better bolt your TV down for that one because it's going to be a little intense. They've already mentioned how hard it is to pass, and off tracks add up there in a hurry because it's very easy to rack them up through the corkscrew there. So
yeah, and I believe there's a couple of off-cambered corners there. Yeah, it's gonna be good. So
standing started in turn 1. What could go wrong?
And that's a tight turn 1 too.
Oh yeah. So tune in for that one if you. We're not hoping for carnage, but I'm sure there'll be a few bent fenders here and there.
No, you know, sometimes you got to smack somebody around a little bit, but that's another story. But yeah, Watkins Glen, man, pretty good night for the SCRS series. 22 people for both races. It's pretty solid, man. But yeah,
Can't complain.
No, not one bit. Does you no good, and nobody wants to hear about it. So you know, it's one of those things.
Story of my life.
But yeah. So next Wednesday night will be our next broadcast night. No Sunday night, no Monday night races this week. And to be honest with you, I'm very grateful for that because holy hell. But in any event,
they're getting playoff mode, so you know.
Very true. You got to gear up for that. But in any event, we will be back next Wednesday night. Thomas Morse, I'm Wendell. We'll be in California at Laguna Seca with the SCRS Ferrari GT3 Challenge Series. Morse, until then, tell them what to do.
Bye-bye.